All right, I'm being joined here by Benedict from FlyByWire. Welcome.
Thank you.
First of all, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit of your background?
Yeah, sure, yeah. I'm from Germany, I'm 31 years old, and I've been with the team for many years now, kind of, since I think in COVID times I started joining it. I originally joined the team because I was frustrated by seeing other add-ons and kind of little issues that annoyed me, and I wanted to go out and fix them. And I went out there and I saw, hey, there's the new flight simulator coming out, there's like this group of people building like a better version of the A320, putting all this love into all the systems and everything, and I was like, hey, that's something I can do as well, and I want to try and do as well. And so yeah, I joined it, and then as a contributor initially, everybody joins, kind of can propose changes, and then over the years or over the months, then kind of everybody was like, okay, you're doing a lot of good work, like maybe you should join the dev team. And then yeah, I accepted, and that's I think how the story goes for most of the people on the team. Eventually you get accepted there, and then yeah, you get to pick what you want to work on. Nobody tells us what to do. We get to live our passion and go into kind of all these different areas of the aircraft we work on, and yeah, it's been a super fun time since.
Well, thank you very much. And can you tell a little bit more about your role?
Well, I think it's kind of difficult to give anybody's individual role because it's so fluid. Because as we're like all volunteers, we all have like day jobs and kind of are working full time. And then it's the weekend. We boot up the sim. We fly it a little bit, and when we're like, okay, this one thing, I'm sure we can do it better. Or is that how the real aircraft behaves, or anything like that? And so, so different people, I think, really pick the areas they care about. So, for example, in the past, I looked at, for example, our radio altimeter simulation. So, for example, when the aircraft takes off in an A320, the radio altimeter is at the back of the aircraft, so it's going to go towards the ground a little bit. So as the aircraft takes off, the radio altimeter actually dips down for a second. And you can see that in real YouTube videos. And then when you go and fly it in the sim, you're like, oh, why doesn't it dip? And so I went in and I was like, okay, how is it implemented and how is it simulated? Right. And then I went in and implemented it and proposed, and yeah, and then people tested and they're like, hey, this is cool. And then it ends up being in the aircraft. So yeah, I've touched that over the years. I started when we did a whole flight plan system, kind of the LNAV, you know, kind of following the waypoints. I started implementing that, but that's been taken by other people nowadays. Right. And yeah, it's a very varied role. And over the years, I think most of us have touched kind of different things. But yeah, I enjoy kind of anything that's to do with things that like are complicated systems that talk to other systems. Like yeah, the radio altimeter obviously used by many other systems. So yeah, that's what I enjoy doing.
How big is the team at the moment?
So it's a little hard to say because we have like a core dev team that is kind of as I said, the contributors that are kind of continuously develop good work. Yeah. We have like a media team as well that does marketing and customer support team. The core dev team is around 50-ish people. It goes up and down a bit, and the other teams as well. And then obviously not everybody is around all the time because people are maybe distracted for a semester or like at work or something like that. So yeah, I'd say somewhere in that area, like 50-ish people are like active at any given time in the core team. But obviously we have contributors from all around the world, kind of pushing in new code, pushing in like bug reports and everything. So yeah, that's I'd say kind of the core team that communicate very regularly with each other.
Right, and am I right that I heard that you actually have an A380 pilot working on the team as well?
I'm not. I mean, we definitely have A380 pilots in like our. I'm not sure they're in the core dev team, but in the quality assurance team, we definitely have real A380 pilots, and we've had like A320 pilots, A320 mechanics, and everything over the years. And obviously, that's the best feedback we can get, right? If these guys come in and like, hey, this feels right, this looks right, and sometimes even when we find something and like look at YouTube videos and extrapolate how it works, we sometimes even get these pilots telling us, oh, I didn't realize that's how it worked, because that's not something that pilots have to worry about, right? They maybe not have to worry about exactly how long does it take for the gear to go up or something like that, and what are the fluctuations. So they have to fly the plane, not kind of understand all of its intricacies. So yeah, but it's always fun interacting with those people on the team.
Cool. And obviously 2024 has been a tremendous year for you guys. You released the A380 finally after so many years. How has it been for you?
I mean, it's been an amazing journey, right? Like, personally, right, I'm only one member of the whole team, and like, there are people who put much more time and work into it than myself. And yeah, but overall, I think, especially leading up the months to the release, it was so exciting, kind of us trying to figure out, okay, we have something here. It feels amazing when we go into the sim and kind of start it up. Yeah. When do we want to share it with the other members of the flight sim community, right? And I remember we had a poll internally where we were talking about, oh, should we release it in like a completely unfinished state? Should we keep working on it for a few months or years till we kind of have a great state. And so we were trying to figure that out. And as we almost always do, there's no single person that says, hey, we got to do it like this. We do a poll in the team, and so we kind of figure out, hey, how many people think we should do this, and what are the arguments for that? And so I remember we actually all decided, hey, it's so amazing, we want to share this with the community. Let's not work a lot anymore, and let's kind of get it out. And then we did that, we committed to that plan, and then turns out we were so motivated by that plan that we just, the last few months before we released it in the end of October, we just built things last minute, like all these extra things on top to kind of increase the quality. And it got really exciting in the dev team, kind of knowing, okay, there's this date coming up, we're going to release it. We were super excited about it all. And then obviously being able to share it with everybody and see the amazing reactions from the community, from influencers, just was really, really great. And yeah, it really validated a lot of the work and the time we put into it. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure I speak for the whole team when we're super, super gracious about all the love the community has shown us. So yeah, I mean, it's been exciting.
So obviously that gratitude showed yesterday as well when you won the award for the best MSFS freeware add-on. How was that for you?
I mean, great. I was lucky enough to be here yesterday, right? I mean, we have so many people on the team. Obviously, not everybody could be here, and just being in the room and like along all these other kind of major developers and everything, seeing that, like, okay, we're here, we're on the stage, kind of, we're celebrated by the community, right? I think that validates a lot of our kind of our ideals about kind of, hey, people used to maybe think that freeware is like, okay, you can laugh about freeware, it's one thing, and kind of there's commercial projects, but I think kind of the A380 is us really trying to say that, like, hey, we're here, kind of people, like, no matter where you come from, what you can do, you don't have to be a large company to go out and build a great airliner, right? Kind of get enough people behind your course, put it all together, and you can build something that is like on par with so many of these other great aircraft. And so yeah, it's seeing that award and kind of it all come together is really just like a validation of that. So it feels really great.
Right, and now obviously the A380 is released on 2020. How is the porting over to 2024 going at the moment?
Yeah, so it's been actively developed. So if you want to test it out, I believe the unstable version we have is better than the stable version, because the stable version goes through a lengthy process of kind of releasing anything. So if you want to try it, kind of I would recommend anybody to use the unstable version right now, because then you'll also get the latest changes we do. I know there's been we're actively working on model improvements there. I know there's some bugs in the cockpit still with maybe sunshades not animating correctly, so we're working on that, for example. Performance is also being worked on as part of that. Kind of, can we get kind of the whole aircraft to perform a little better in 2024? But yeah, I mean, we have people who kind of are experts at that and kind of know the sims very well. I know there's also kind of, we're working on integration towards the 2024 flight planning system, so that you can instead of doing it all in the plane, if you want to kind of do it a little more casual, you can plan it in the sim, you can very quickly get it into the plane or even out of the plane again and make changes in the sim and everything. So we're working on all these integrations. But yeah, I can't tell how long it's going to take because it's all volunteer driven, and yeah, so.
Right, and what is next for FlyByWire?
I mean, we have the 380 and the 32NX, like there's so much work still left for these two. Like we're going to be busy with those for many, many more years to come. I think if we had waited for the A380X until it was finished, we probably wouldn't have it for another 10 years. Right. So it's going to stick, we're going to stay on those two aircraft and kind of work on those, like as long as kind of we have volunteers willing to work in it and put the hours. But there's so many systems also to build still, right? I know kind of, even like right now there's work being done on kind of like the A380's navigation display, the LNAV we're improving. I know RNAV is still a thing we're working on for the aircraft, secondary flight plans and so on. Like, it looks fully featured, but there's so much more to do and so much more we want to do. And so, yeah, I think for the next few months, years, it's very likely we're going to see kind of these gradual improvements to make the aircraft like the best we can make it.
Right, and obviously you guys are releasing everything freeware. So what is your main form of income to keep this project going? Yeah,
so as a developer, as all volunteers, obviously, we don't need to get paid, but there are some costs we have, like server costs, for example, or like setting up the hardware for the booth here at FSWeekend. So we rely on donations. So if you want to donate to us, you can go to our website, to our FlyByWire website. If you just Google, you're going to find it, and you can donate to us. We have an open collective. That money gets put into like a pot, and then we're going to use that only for like work that is related to the development of the aircraft and kind of the continued support, right? So server costs, obviously you can download our aircraft not from the marketplace, but from our service. So it's a big aircraft, it always costs, it's a lot of traffic. And so yeah, so by donating to us, you can help us. Like we're able to do this for many more years. And yeah, we'd like to do that.
All right, Benedict, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck.